News Channel 3's Jake Ingracia continues our breaking team coverage tonight live at 5 in Palm Springs with local reaction to the Chauvin verdict. Jake.
Peter, good evening to you. And the impact of this case, the killing of George Floyd by now convicted murderer and former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, reverberated here in the Coachella Valley nearly 2,000 miles away. Tonight, we are outside the mural of George Floyd that was put up here on Indian Canyon in George Floyd's honor. Those infamous words in bold letters, "I can't breathe." Now, we can't forget that the better part of the month of May last year was marked by demonstration after demonstration in almost every valley city. Protesters peacefully taking to the streets, to city halls, to parks around the valley, calling for large-scale police reform at the time. Indio Mayor Pro Tem Wayman Furman has been on the forefront of this issue, his roles intersecting as an African-American in this community, a law enforcement veteran, and a city leader overseeing a police department.
We have to understand, as law enforcement and the law enforcement community, when we see incidents like these, we have to not only intervene, but we have to denounce it because a bad cop is bad for a good cop and it's dangerous for a community. So it's important. Reasonable, competent police officer will not kneel on someone's neck for 9 minutes. And a good, reasonable, competent police officer will not stand there and not intervene if his partner was doing that.
Now, those demonstrations in Palm Desert, La Quinta, Rancho Mirage, Cathedral City, Indio, and Palm Springs led several Valley police departments to show their support for those protesters. Palm Springs police at the time reviewed its policies. Desert Hot Springs police banned the carotid restraint. Now, back out here live, and a small memorial is growing in front of this mural. Mayor Pro Tem Furman said that there is always room for improvement, and today's verdict marks just one small step in the bigger picture. But he said that Officer Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck is a move that is bad for police everywhere. Today, he said, brought justice in this case. We're live tonight in downtown Palm Springs. Jake Ingracia, News Channel 3.
All right, Jake, thanks. Local Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz also reacting tonight to the Chauvin verdict. I spoke with the congressman less than an hour ago.
So I'm very relieved that the verdict was unanimous, guilty on all accounts. We await the sentencing. We're hoping that that is a sentencing worthy of accountability, that sends a strong message of accountability throughout our country. And
the congressman also says he will continue to advocate for the Senate to pass the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. Still to come in this newscast, I asked Congressman Ruiz about his meeting with President Biden today, along with other members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus.